Was it true to you and Saweetie?
No, man. It was a rumor, man. And I feel like it was something deeper than that for the split of me and bro. It was something deeper than that. You know what I mean? It was something deeper than that. I don't really want to touch on, but it's something deeper than that.
And you were quiet. And the internet was talking. Why were you quiet?
You know why I was quiet? I was quiet because one thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna find out the truth. And you know that I was finding out that truth in and out. So it's like, if I entertain something that I know is not true on the internet, people be like, oh, it is true because you're addressing it. But when I don't address it, it's true or not, it's true as well. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just not gonna entertain it, because if I entertain it, it's gonna keep going longer and longer and longer. And at the end of the day, I know what's going on in my house.
Okay, so N.O.R.E pulled up on the Jason Lee show and started talking a little too loose, and now it sounds like he basically confirmed some wild drama. He made it seem like Offset and Saweetie allegedly had something going on behind the scenes, while Offset was still married to Cardi B, and Saweetie was still with Quavo at the time, which is messy on a whole different level. Saweetie and Quavo had been together for a few years, so when they split in 2021, it already had people talking, but things got extra chaotic because rumors started flying everywhere about what really caused the breakup, and the timing of all this just makes everything look even more suspicious. People started saying the real reason Quavo and Saweetie broke up was because she allegedly got involved with Offset, and that rumor spread fast. Offset quickly shut it down though, going on Keke Palmer's podcast and saying it was all just talk, and that whatever issues he had with Quavo went way deeper than that situation.
He asked me for a certain thing that I actually did. I just didn't do it.
You took out the question of whether or not Offset slept with Saweetie. You took that question out.
Absolutely.
And you still have that footage.
Absolutely.
And you have the answer.
Absolutely.
But honestly, a lot of people who watched that clip were not convinced at all, and they felt like Offset wasn't being fully real about what actually happened behind the scenes. Now, Saweetie shut those rumors down too, making it clear she wasn't going for that story at all. Cardi B, on the other hand, stayed completely quiet for a long time, which only made people more curious about what was really going on. Then when she finally spoke on it during the Jason Lee show back in 2023, she said she kept quiet because she was trying to figure out the truth for herself. When people heard that, a lot of them took it as her basically saying nothing actually happened, but others weren't so quick to believe everything was that simple.
But I respected man code.
Okay. And took it out.
Absolutely.
Would you sell it?
Nope.
To me?
Nope.
To Cardi?
Nope. No. Offset, I got
but
your back.
But so you asked the question.
By mistake. I didn't know.
But you asked the question.
Yes, I did.
And you got the answer.
Yes, I did.
But then you cut it out.
Yes.
And you held on to it because of the bro code. Oh, that's right. Because when you called me, you said if he keep talking, you'll put it out.
Damn, yo.
That's right.
So this is where N.O.R.E steps into the picture, and things start getting even more intense. He's the host of Drink Champs, and a while back he had Quavo and Takeoff on the show. And what's crazy is that it ended up being one of the last interviews Takeoff ever did before his passing, which makes this whole situation hit even harder. During that interview, N.O.R.E straight up asked Quavo if Offset had been involved with Saweetie, and according to him, he got a very clear answer right there on the spot. But instead of airing it out, he said he cut that part from the episode out of respect for what he called the man code, trying to keep things from blowing up even more. Still, the way N.O.R.E is talking now, it feels like he revealed way more than he probably meant to. Jason Lee really stirred things up with that last comment, because it basically pushed the whole situation over the edge and had people looking at everything differently. It felt like that one moment added way more weight to all the rumors that were already floating around. And what makes it even crazier is that before they even got to that part of the interview, N.O.R.E was already telling a story about how Offset found out the episode was about to drop.
This one's crazy, yo. My dog N.O.R.E from Drink Champs, he said that he knows the truth. If Offset cheated on Cardi B with Saweetie, who's with Quavo, which is his brother, and he knows the truth. And he said he's going to keep it to himself. He's never going to tell nobody what happened. He's never going to sell it to nobody. He said that,
According to him, Offset didn't just sit back. He actually reached out to Diddy about it. Then Diddy stepped in and called N.O.R.E, basically saying not to release that interview, asking him something like, would you really want to break up someone's marriage, and trying to shut the whole thing down before it exploded even more. And this is where everything starts to look even more serious, because N.O.R.E didn't just brush that call off like it was nothing. He made it clear that the pressure was real, and you could tell this wasn't just regular industry talk, it felt way deeper than that. The fact that big names were getting involved behind the scenes had people wondering what was actually said in that interview that made everyone so nervous. Now, fans are looking at the whole situation sideways because if there was really nothing there, then why go this far to keep it from coming out, right? And now with N.O.R.E. speaking a little too freely on the Jason Lee show, people feel like the truth is slowly slipping out piece by piece.
He has this, like, he talked with Offset and they have this understanding of like bro code. And he said he's never gonna break the bro code. He's never gonna say nothing. He's just gonna die with the secret, right? And the guy interviewing N.O.R.E. was like, "But come on, son. What if somebody offered you big money for that shit?" He was like, "How much?" But then he laughed at it. He was like, "Nah, I just can't do it." And the part that sucks is like this is such a legendary group, yo. The Migos with Offset, Quavo, Takeoff, R.I.P.
He didn't directly say everything, but the way he explained it had fans connecting the dots on their own, and those dots are painting a very messy picture. What's really got everyone talking is how his story now doesn't fully line up with how quiet things were kept before. And that shift has people questioning everything they thought they knew about the situation. It's like the more he tries to explain it, the more it sounds like there was way more going on behind closed doors than anyone wanted to admit. At this point, the whole situation has people picking sides and going back through old clips, interviews, and moments like detectives trying to piece everything together. Every little detail is getting replayed, and fans are noticing things they didn't catch before, which is making the story feel even more intense. Some people are still standing firm on what Offset and Saweetie said, believing the rumors were just blown out of control, while others are convinced there's some truth hidden in all this silence and pressure behind the scenes. Either way, this situation refuses to die down, and every new comment just keeps the conversation alive.
One of the biggest hip-hop groups in hip-hop, next to like Outkast and NWA and shit, you know what I'm trying to say? So it sucks to see this is how it's all falling apart and ending. We don't know the truth of what happened, but it's if a man's gonna tell me like, "Oh, I can't tell you what happened, I'm gonna die with it," like you're basically telling me something happened.
And what really adds another layer to all of this is how none of the people involved have come out recently to clear things up completely. That silence right now is loud, and fans are reading into every move, every post, and every interview like it means something bigger. At the same time, some people are saying this might just be one of those situations that got way out of hand because of rumors and timing, while others feel like too many pieces are lining up for it to all be random. Either way, the story keeps evolving, and every little hint or comment just pulls more people back into the drama. And now the big question everyone keeps asking is whether the full truth will ever actually come out, or if this is one of those situations that stays half hidden forever. Because with so many different stories, quiet responses, and behind-the-scenes pressure, it's hard to tell what's real and what's just speculation at this point. Still, one thing is clear, this whole situation left a mark on everyone involved, and fans are not letting it go anytime soon. Every new interview, every small comment, it all gets picked apart instantly, keeping this story alive and making sure it stays a hot topic. And honestly, the way this whole situation played out just shows how fast things can spiral once rumors hit the spotlight. One comment turns into a headline, then another interview adds a new layer, and before you know it, the story is way bigger than where it even started. Now people are watching closely to see if anyone slips up and says a little too much again, especially after how N.O.R.E. already had everyone raising eyebrows. Because at this point, it feels like it would only take one more unexpected moment for everything to come spilling out in a way nobody can ignore.
like if nothing happened, you just be like, "Oh, yeah, ain't shit happened, leave me alone." So I don't know, man. This is like a crazy ass story. I don't know what to think anymore, man.
At this stage, it's not even just about what happened anymore. It's about how everything was handled behind the scenes and who knew what the whole time. That's the part that really has people locked in. Because the silence, the calls, and the edited footage all make it feel way bigger than just a simple rumor. And the more this gets talked about, the more it keeps resurfacing in different ways, pulling new reactions out of people every time. It's like no matter how much time passes, this situation keeps finding its way back into the spotlight, with fans still trying to figure out what really went down. And now people are even starting to question the timeline of everything. Because when you line up the interviews, the breakup, and when certain rumors started popping up, it raises a lot of eyebrows. The timing just feels a little too close for some fans, and that's what keeps the speculation going strong. Others, though, are saying it's easy to connect dots after the fact, and not everything that lines up actually means something happened. Still, with so many moving pieces and people involved, this story keeps people debating back and forth, trying to figure out what adds up and what doesn't. And at this point, it almost feels like every person involved is choosing their words very carefully, which only makes people more suspicious about what's really being held back. Nobody is coming out with a clear, detailed explanation, and that kind of silence always gets people talking even more. At the same time, some fans are saying it's better to leave things where they are instead of reopening old drama, especially since so much time has already passed. But even with that mindset, the curiosity is still there, and every small hint or reaction keeps pulling attention right back to this situation.
It sucks because I was still hoping for like some Migos type of reunion where they get some old verses from Takeoff and Offset and Quavo do some new shit together and drop a new album just for the love, you know what I'm saying? For the culture. And I don't know if we're gonna get that, man, because it don't seem like these two is ever gonna be cool. But I don't know, man. We could always hope. Let me know in the comments though. You guys think that some weird shit happened or you think that it didn't happen? Let's talk about it. It's your boy. Peace out.
And now it feels like this whole situation has turned into one of those stories that people keep coming back to, no matter how much time passes. Every time a new clip resurfaces or someone brings it up again, the conversation starts right back up like it never left. Some fans are saying the truth is probably somewhere in the middle of all these different versions, while others feel like there's still a major piece missing that could change how everything is seen. Either way, this story has stuck around for a reason, and it doesn't look like people are ready to stop talking about it anytime soon. And at the end of the day, this situation shows how quickly things in the spotlight can turn into something way bigger than anyone expected. What might have started as a rumor ended up pulling in interviews, behind-the-scenes calls, and a lot of unanswered questions that still have people talking. Now, there's a sense that not everything has been fully explained, and that's what keeps the curiosity alive. Whether the full story ever comes out or not, this whole situation left people with a lot to think about. And it's clear the conversation around it is not fading anytime soon. And now people are starting to look at the bigger picture, not just the rumors themselves, but how situations like this get handled when big names are involved. It's not just about what may or may not have happened. It's about the silence, the influence, and how quickly things can get controlled behind the scenes. That's why this story keeps pulling people back in, because it feels like there's more beneath the surface that hasn't been fully explained yet. And until something clear comes out, the speculation, the debates, and the side-eye reactions are not slowing down anytime soon. So basically, it sounds like Diddy stepped in and convinced N.O.R.E. not to air that part of the interview, and that alone has people raising eyebrows. Because when something gets held back like that, it naturally makes people feel like there's more to the story that didn't make it to the public. A lot of folks are saying you don't even have to spell it out, you can read between the lines and see what's being hinted at. Allegedly. But now I want to hear from you. What do you think really went down in this situation? Do you think those rumors about Offset and Saweetie had any truth to them? Or do you think everything just got blown way out of proportion? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with someone who's been following this drama too.